Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Gita study session. Today is Monday, 1st June 2020. So we start with our prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine. Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaura Katha Damadaya Nagar Grama Tarine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So please everybody mute now except the person who is going to recite with me. Everybody else has to mute. Thank you. So first we take shloka number 20. So Bhavana Mataji, please repeat after me. Atha vyavasthitan drishtva.
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा
धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः
धातृराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः
प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते
प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते
धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः
धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः
ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम्
ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम्
इदम् आह महीपते
मिदम् आह महीपते
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः
प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः
प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः
ऋषिकेशां तदा वाक्यम् इदम् आह महीपते
ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदम् आह महीपते
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदम् आह महीपते
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शास्त्रसम्पत्ते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदम् आह महीपते.
Thank you. Now word by word translation.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Atha thereupon
व्यवस्थितान् situated
दृष्ट्वा looking upon धार्तराष्ट्रान् the sons of Dhritarashtra Kapidhvajah he whose flag was marked with Hanuman Pravratte while about to engage Shastra Sampate in releasing his arrows Dhanuhu bow Udyamya taking up Pandavah,
Pandavaha,
the son of Pandu.
the son of Pandu.
Rishikesham,
Rishikesham,
unto Lord Krishna.
unto Lord Krishna.
Tada,
Tada,
at that time.
at that time.
Vakyam,
Vakyam,
words.
words.
Idam,
Idam,
these.
these.
Ah,
Ah,
said.
said.
Mahipate,
Mahipate,
O king.
O king.
Thank you. So now we'll take 21, 22, and Jyoti Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Jyoti Mataji, be ready to repeat after me.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
You want, okay, let me see if I can get, yeah. Arjuna Uvacha,
Arjuna Uvacha
Senayorubhayor madhye.
Senayor Ubharmadhe.
रूपयो मध्ये
Only Jyoti Mataji will chant, please. Everybody mute. Avinash, you have to mute, please. Ratham sthapaya me chuta.
Ratham Sthapaya me Kyuta
Yavadetan niriksheham.
Yavate ta Nirikashyaham
Yodhukaman avasthitan.
Yudhukaman Avasthathan
Kaimaryasa yodhavyam.
Ermaya Saha Yodhatyam
Asmin rana samudyame.
Asmim Rana Samudyame.
Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha
Senayor ubhayor madhye. Ratham sthapaya me chuta.
Senayor Ubharmadhe Ratham Sathapya me Kyuta
Yavadetan niriksheham. Yodhukaman avasthitan.
Yavade Itan Krikashyam Yodhukama Avasthathan
Kaimaryasa yodhavyam. Asmin rana samudyame.
Kermaya Sah Yodhyavam Asmim Rana Samudyame.
Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha
Senayorubhayor madhye ratham sthapaya mechyuta. Yavadeta niriksheham yodhukaman avasthitan. Kaimaryasa yodhavyam. Asmin rana samudyame.
Senior Ubhyar Madhya Ratnam Satyape Mikyu Tata Yavad Ityan Nirkaseham Yodhyu Kamana Avasthathan Kermaya Saha Yodhyavidhyam Asmin Rana Samyudame.
Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha
Arjuna said.
Arjuna said,
Senayoh,
Senayo
of the armies.
of the armies.
Ubhayoh,
Ubhayo
both.
both.
Madhye,
Madhye
between.
between.
Ratham,
Ratham
the chariot.
the chariot.
Sthapaya,
Sthapaya
please keep.
please keep.
Me,
May
my.
my.
Achyuta,
Achyuta
O infallible one.
O infallible one.
Yavat,
Yavat
as long as.
long as.
Etan,
Etan
all these.
all these.
Nirikshe,
Nirikshe
may look upon.
may look upon.
Aham,
Aham
I.
I.
Yodhukaman,
Yodhukaman
desiring to fight.
desiring to fight.
Avasthitan,
Avasthitam
arrayed on the battlefield.
arrayed on the battlefield.
Kay,
Keh
with whom?
with whom?
Maya,
Maya
by me.
by me.
Saha,
Saha
together.
together.
Yodhavyam,
Yodhyavyam
have to fight.
have to fight.
Asmin,
Asmin
in this.
in this.
Rana,
Rana,
strife.
strife.
Samudyame,
Samudyame,
in the attempt.
in the attempt.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So now we'll read the translations. So everybody read with mute. Only one person will be unmuted, and that will be Avinash Prabhu. Avinash Prabhu, you have to read the translation of 20 and 21, 22. Hare Krishna. Avinash, you have to unmute now to speak. Yeah.
Now,
Go.
can I heard? Can you hear me?
Yeah, everybody can hear you. You can start reading.
I cannot see the screen correctly.
20, you cannot see 20. At that time, Arjuna.
At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu,
Hmm.
and
Right.
वो आगे का नहीं आ रहा है.
एक minute. Let me make it little bigger.
At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, आगे जो है वो नहीं नजर नहीं आ रहा.
एक minute. Let me make it bigger. What happened? Some problem.
हाँ, okay. अभी ठीक है.
पढ़ो.
Shall I start?
Yeah,
At that
please.
time, Arjuna, the
Please,
son of
yeah.
Pandu, seated in the chariot, bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words.
Read next one also.
That's all, na?
Yeah.
Acha. Shloka, text 21-22, Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the, it is again stuck up,
Between the two armies.
between the two armies. I guess it stuck up ho gaya again.
Okay. So let me read that. Between the two armies, so that
Okay.
I may see those present here who desire to fight, and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms. Thank you, Avinash. So now we'll just go to the commentaries.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Oh my God, the screen has been, somebody has been trying to, draw lines, this, that, and crisscross. Struggling, I don't know.
It is getting stuck up sometimes, so
Yeah,
I could not read.
I cannot help. No, I'm saying on my screen, I am seeing some big scratches, like lines. Somebody has been trying to put the lines. Okay.
Even on my screen, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, you need
Yes,
to
Prabhuji, it
disable
is even on our
scribbling.
screen.
Huh?
Our screen also, Prabhuji.
Even it is on my screen too.
Yeah, I think
I think everybody is getting this.
because I'm sharing my screen with all of you. So let me unshare and then again share. Then maybe it will come all right.
Prabhuji, you need to disable a option called scribbling. So then nobody can do it.
Now I think
Yeah, now it is okay.
clear. Okay. Yes. So Bhagavad Gita chapter 1, shloka 20-22. So now we'll take turns to read the commentaries. Okay. Again, somebody's again, I think, trying something. How do you disable scribbling?
Yeah, Prabhuji, if you just mouse over on the top of your screen, you will see the options to mute and all. So under more options, you will see a option to disable scribbling.
Okay, options. On the PowerPoint, you are saying?
No, not on the PowerPoint, on the Zoom.
On the Zoom. Okay.
Yes.
This is on the Zoom first, so I have to go stop sharing. And then you are saying now? Now I'm
So
on
when you share, right, you see the option to share. So that will be on the bottom of your screen. On the top, there are like multiple options where you can also disable the scribbling part.
I don't see any. This advanced thing is there. No. Portion of screen content. I'm not seeing that. Anyway, it's okay.
Prabhuji, please check in more. There must be rated more.
Yeah, under more.
I'm not seeing anything
Inside
more.
more. Okay.
I'm not seeing anything more here. It's okay. I think we will just manage with what we have.
Now it is okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now we'll take turns. So first goes Kavita.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Arjun had no cause to fear any enemies whatsoever, and above all the Lord of the senses, Lord Krishna was personally present to give him directions. Thus all good counsels was unable to Arjuna in the matter of executing the battle. Sarala Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada, yeah. Okay. Dhriti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Although he had accepted the position of a charioteer for his devotees, his supreme position was not challenged. In all circumstances, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, Rishikesha, the Lord of the total senses. The relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. Srila Prabhupada.
Gauri Mataji. Hare Krishna. Gauri Mataji.
She's not there, Prabhuji. She had messaged she'll be joining late.
Okay. Garima Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord, and similarly the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotee. He takes greater pleasure in his pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of ordering him than he does in being the giver of orders. Since he is master, everyone is under his orders and no one is above him to order him. Srila Prabhupada.
Vishal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Arjuna was very anxious to see who the leading persons present on the battlefield were. Although there was no question of peacemaking endeavor on the battlefield, he wanted to see them again and to see how much they were bent upon demanding an unwanted war. Srila Prabhupada.
Saroj Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
As directed by Arjuna, Shri Krishna did immediately as he had been directed by Bhishma, Drona and others, and all the kings were looking on. Such is the prospect of victory for Pandavas. Srila Ramanujacharya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Medha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everyone. At that very moment, after appraising the army of the Kauravas, when the reverberations were at their culmination, Arjuna addressed Lord Krishna as Rishikesh, the master of the senses, Sri Sridhar Swami. Thank you.
Sri Devi Mataji. Not there. Rani Mataji. Hare Krishna. Rani Mataji there?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Addressing love, Krishna again as Achyuta, the inflammable one, In Infallible One, Arjuna requested him to place the chariot between the two armies. Why would Arjuna request that the chariot be placed between the two armies like a spectator? It was so he could see those with whom he would soon be fighting. Sri Sridhara Swami. Sridhara Swami. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Ajay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
The Corona army became fearful to the conspiracy. The Pandava army remained fearless and their bodiless increased. This is shown by maintaining Arjuna's flag, which this display is its important that fearless hero Hanuman, who dismissed the cause of the enemy at the moment, at the very brink of the battle, which the class of the weapon was almost about to start. Sri Keshav Kashmiri.
Thank you.
Hare Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Abhilasha Mataji. Oh, you're breaking. Try Mataji again.
Arjuna held up his invisible bow named Gandhira. Yes. Arjuna held up his invisible bow named Gandhira.
Cannot see.
Arjuna held up his invisible bow named Gandhira, which was given to him by Agni, the demigod of fire, and calmly looked upon the well-arrayed army of the Kauravas before him and spoke to the Lord Krishna, addressing him as Rishikesh, the master of the senses. Sri Keshav Kashmiri.
Srinivas Balaji Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Why should Arjuna request to have the chariot stationed between the two armies? In this verse, he states that he wishes to observe those arrayed against him, desiring to fight. If it is asked, has he come to witness the battle as a spectator or to fight? Arjuna has no intention of being a spectator, but to see those opponents who he is worthy to fight against and who are worthy to fight against him. Sri Keshava Kashmiri.
Thank you very much. So now we completed this reading. Now I'll try to, on the same commentaries, I'll just try to explain a few more things. Okay. So we see all the acharyas more or less agree on everything, which is there. Two things happened here. The Pandavas also blew their conchs, and then there was a huge sound created by all the bugles and drums and kettle drums and so on. So now, in the first shloka, acharyas are giving their commentaries, assessing what actually happened there, So they are having different opinions. Not opinions, I would say, different ways of, see what happens, an individual's realization always is unique, right? What I realize, you may not realize. So when I say, okay, this is my realization, that means this is how I see it. And since they are all Vaishnava acharyas, they see Krishna in the same light. And they also see all the devotees also in the same light. But then they add a little more from their side to make it easier for us, because they also have, each one of them has thousands and thousands of disciples, and and their disciples are at various levels of understanding. It's not that, everybody is at the same level. Within a class also, you will see, let's see, there is a class of, say, first year graduation, that whatever, BSc, BCom, whatever. So all are there. All students are there in the same class. But then everybody's understanding is different, right? Level of understanding, level of grasping. So that is why sometimes it is required by the Acharya to go a little more into depth so that everybody understands, So they have to go to the level of somebody who understands at a much higher level and then bring down the level to the lowest, whereby they cover everybody, So nobody, and then of course there is a question answer. So that is the system we have. We do not stop inquiry. We do not say that, no, you should not ask questions. No, question has to be asked to get clear understanding. Only I already explained how to ask a question. That is the great science taught by the Acharyas. You cannot whimsically ask question which will offend somebody, or you cannot ask question which will challenge. Because the person who is sitting and talking is representing Vyasadeva. The Bhagavad Gita is compiled by Vyasadeva. So he's representing, okay? So now, here, Srila Prabhupada is first of all talking about how fortunate is Arjuna, because he is getting directions, guidance directly from Krishna. He doesn't have to read the books and to get this knowledge. He's just sitting across and putting his problems, and Krishna is giving the solution. So this is what, and through Arjuna we are all getting. When I read this, sometimes I feel that I am sitting there, I'm asking the question, because the same question is there in my mind too. And then when Krishna is talking to Arjuna, actually he's talking to us also. Then only we will understand. Otherwise, oh, he told Arjuna, what I have to do with that? Arjuna was so and so, I am so and so, No. We have to take it like that. The Krishna is directly speaking to us. And the Acharyas are explaining to us, say, this is what Krishna is saying. Try to understand it properly. And here we see Krishna's mood, Why Krishna had to become the charioteer of a prince? Arjuna is a prince right now. He's not a king or anything. So why he should accept? Because he's my cousin? No. The only way Krishna accepts is because Arjuna is a devotee, right? And for devotee, Krishna will go to any extent. He's the Supreme Lord. He doesn't have to work for somebody. He can throw orders and get things done. Even if he doesn't throw order, he just looks at somebody, things get done. So this is Krishna's greatness. That is so merciful that for a devotee, he is prepared to do anything to serve him also personally. Chariot driver, what is so great about him? But Krishna accepts that because he knows that being a chariot driver also. Hare Krishna. Can we mute, please? As a chariot driver, he's close to him. And being close to him, he can guide him. And Krishna and Arjuna also need that guidance, not only for speaking Bhagavad Gita, but even during the war. Krishna cautions him so many times. So this is what Srila Prabhupada says, that this relationship between devotee and Krishna is very, very sweet, reciprocal. Devotee is always eager to serve Krishna, and Krishna is also eager to serve devotee, provided the devotee is surrendered. You cannot ask Krishna, you cannot order Krishna. But when a devotee is totally surrendered to Krishna, the Krishna is ready. And this is one aspect of Krishna which endears him to so many souls around the world. When they see this, because generally God means is somebody sitting in the up there, old man with a flowing beard and with some halo behind him, and with a stick and all that, like we see, oh, then, and this talking very slowly. Now Krishna, we see, he's teasing, he's playing, he's taking the food out of mouth of his friends by putting his finger and then putting it back in his mouth. Which king, which supreme person will do that? And so Prabhupada says here one more thing, that just because Krishna is a charioteer at that time, his position has not come down. Oh, no, now you are only a charioteer. Don't tell me all this. Arjuna, did Arjuna say that? Krishna, why are you telling me all this? Who are you? You are a paid employee. Come on. No, because Krishna is Purnam. The Ishopanishad is total. From that you take out total, he still remains total. You add another thing, it still remains that. So that is Krishna. And that is why every word spoken by him is important here. And Arjuna, second time, last 2 shlokas back also, he called him Rishikesha. Rishikesha is the controller of the senses. And not only his senses, total senses. And yesterday also, not yesterday we didn't have a class, but on Friday also we saw that Krishna controls the senses of a devotee also, especially those who are surrendered. Then Krishna controls means he starts direct. Control is not in that sense. We generally mean by control, oh, you cannot do anything. No, not like that. Control means, hey, you are going in the wrong direction. So he will guide you properly, correct you. So this is a competition between us, devotee and Krishna, who serves whom. So this is how beautifully explained. Nobody can order Krishna. He is Swarat, totally independent and totally capable. He doesn't need any extra help. So then comes the next one where Arjuna wants Krishna to take the chariot between the two. And this is the first time it must be happening anywhere in the creation that 2 armies are there, and one person asks his driver to take the chariot in the middle of 2 armies. we can't even imagine that happening now, right? Even before he thinks, he would be, some radar missile, this, that would, shoot him. But Arjuna just wanted to see who are these people. He heard when Duryodhana was asking questions, but still he wants to know. And that is actually, in a way, if you see, Arjuna is making a base for start of Bhagavad Gita. Suppose Arjuna had not said anything. Conches are blown, okay, start the war. Then you and I would not have got this message, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, right? So this is again, Arjuna is so compassionate for us. He's a devotee, and he knows that if this is a chance for Krishna to speak to everybody, and this being told in a battlefield, in a real life situation, people will accept it. That's what his calculation in his mind. So then Sripad Ramanujacharya, the head of the Sri Sampradaya, that is Lakshmi Sampradaya. First time he is now giving his commentary. So he says, see, his point is a little different now. He says, as directed by Arjuna, Krishna immediately took the chariot in between 2 of them. And Bhishma, Drona, as I said, they're all looking on. They're looking on. Nobody even at that thought, hey, what is happening? Why Arjuna? Who told you? And he didn't, just stunned, because it came as a shock to them. What is this? Krishna bringing the chariot to the center of the 2 armies. And can they dare attack at that time? So Ramanujacharya is saying that it shall show that who is going to win. The confidence that Arjuna showed at that time. Of course, then in front of his guru, you can't show your confidence. This is one. Remember one point we talked about Guru Shishya Parampara. We said that the Shishya, the disciple, must be always very, very humble and pose as a fool. If you start showing your confidence to the Guru, then Guru say, oh, this is already confident. Confidence, when we say, we always mean overconfidence, right? Try to show off. Then the Guru will stop the flow of knowledge. So that's what another point, why Arjuna asked in that mood. Because he spoke something which is not right. So this is another way of getting information, correct information. Yeah, so, and then Sridhar Maharaj says that, Sridhar Swami says that after all the din of sounds and this and that, and then Arjuna calls Krishna Rishikesh and says, come on, please take the chariot in between two armies. And then he also uses, so many names of Krishna are there in this Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna also, more Krishnas. Achyuta. We must understand what is the meaning Achyuta. Achyuta means one who falls down. That means you are here and you do some mistake and you come here. That is called Achyuta. And Achyuta means infallible. That means no matter what, your position cannot change. So Krishna is like that. So Krishna will not come to the level of some low level of somebody, For explanation, you don't come at the level. You speak at that level. That's a different thing than saying you come at that level. So again, the same question, why he wanted the chariot to come there? Because he says, I want to see means, are you a spectator? So acharyas are, thinking like that. They say, when Arjuna asked this, is he a spectator or is he a participant in the war? But yes, and they themselves clarify that no, he wanted to actually see. He's not a spectator, definitely. Otherwise, he would have said, okay, I've seen everything, Krishna, let's go. He didn't say that. Again, one more time, it is emphasized here that Pandava army was not disturbed by the sound of the conches from the other side. And then most important here is, there is another personality on the chariot. Chariot was given by Agnidev, and there is a flag on which who is sitting? Hanumanji. And who is Hanumanji? He is a devotee of Ramchandraji. And then question may come, so why he come here? He was for Ramayana, now here is Mahabharata, there is Krishna, Ram is not there. But Hanumanji knows very well that there is no difference. He knows. He wants to serve Ram doesn't mean he doesn't want to serve Krishna. So he comes and that gives another huge advantage to Arjuna. Now Krishna and his devotees both are there for his protection. So this is another point which when Duryodhana and party sees that, they become also more disturbed that, oh my God, we are talking only Krishna, but here we see another person sitting there. And then there is a talk of Gandiva, which I said was also given by Agni, and Arjuna got so many weapons like that, gifts from different devas, because he visited the heavenly planets. So somebody may say, how is it possible? The answer is, how is it not possible? For Krishna's devotees, he can immediately, issue a special visa to go. So now, this Arjuna now brings Same thing, you know. Same thing is again Keshav Kashmiri is also, Keshav Kashmiri Ji is also talking like that. So this is how now we have come to this portion. Now we are in 22 today. Till 27 will be more description, a little more description, and then 28 onwards, Arjuna's questions will start. So we'll see tomorrow and after how many we can cover. I think we can cover it today, tomorrow and after. Five more shlokas to go. So thank you very much. This is the conclusion of my little explanation. The commentaries themselves were very, very self-explanatory. Okay. So now comes the question time. So you have any, might not be question, it can be inquiry, it can be commentary, it can be comment, whatever. But let's stick to the subject, today's subject. Hare Krishna. Nobody has any question? I can't believe it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Jyoti this side. I'm still, trying to seep in the information that you have given today. It is a lot to, understand more clearly.
Okay.
Wow. Yes, it's really wow. And I'm just thinking the fear it might have created among the Kauravas, which was such a huge army if compared to the Pandavas. And still, if the leader of the Sena, Kaurav Sena was in fear, the fear must have, transferred to all the people. And somehow some people must be thinking that hum to already haar chuke hain. It is just, जैसे निमित्त है कि अब तो ये करना है हमें.
But what happens, Krishna again uses Yoga Maya. Because अगर हार चुके हैं बोला तो फिर मजा ही नहीं है, no?
मजा नहीं आएगा.
Krishna also wants to enjoy, isn't it?
Right.
So he's saying, no. Arey, like a small little dog also, when big dog comes, as I was telling, it's cornered, he also starts barking,
Barking, right.
That away.
Defense is the form of, fear mechanism also. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Whether the army of the Pandavas knew that since the Krishna is our side, we have nothing to fear.
Of course. They may not be. They may not be knowing that he is God. They are not knowing Supreme God. But okay, at least somebody, because they had already seen him doing certain things. When he went to Duryodhana's Sabha, and there he showed the mini Vishwarupa. He showed that. And also, they had heard about him, his stories will spread. The best way to learn anywhere is the stories, right? So they would have read about that. But yes, they did not know that he is the Supreme God. Otherwise, then it would have been no war again. So they know that they have to fight to win. Okay. So yeah. But they were looking at Krishna favorably. And there were, of course, many on the Kaurava side also who were followers of Krishna. His own sons and everybody is there, sons and grandsons there on the other side. Krishna's army is on the other side, whole army. But Krishna again uses the Yoga Maya to make them forget that they are Krishna's friends, This is very, very interesting. That how, this is why, again and again I say, this is Krishna's master plan. Krishna's master blueprint, everything is set. Everybody has been told, this is your position, this is your position, this is what you have to do, this is what you're doing, like that, Because they're all actually assisting Krishna in his pastime, in his Leela. So very good question. That what Pandavas must, I mean the Pandava army must be thinking about Krishna. Yes. Anybody
Hare
else?
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Ishmita. How are you?
I am fine, Prabhuji.
Very good. Good to know that. Do you have any question?
Do you have any question?
No.
Okay. So, okay, let's move on to somebody else who has a question. And if you have no question, then we can say Hare Krishna.
Guruji, I have a question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Karthik, go ahead.
Yes.
Guruji, so you said that Krishna will direct our senses if we surrender to Krishna.
Yes.
But how to surrender, Guruji? I just want to know it again. How to surrender?
How to surrender? Okay. When
I mean,
somebody comes in front of you with a gun,
okay.
how you surrender?
I'll do anything to save my life.
But Krishna is so merciful that he doesn't have any gun, you know. His gun is his smile. Krishna smiles at you. When you really look at Krishna and look at his smile, you feel from within that, oh my God, what a smile.
Yes.
This is the person I would love to be with him. You know?
Yes, Guruji.
So the surrender to Krishna is love for Krishna. It's not surrender in fear. A devotee is not afraid of Krishna. Because there's nothing to be afraid of from Krishna, you know. He's not some cruel dictator. And he wants us to surrender. No, he wants us to surrender so that he can reciprocate in such a way that your surrender becomes meaningful. You know, like we are seeing here. He's ready to do anything for a devotee. But of course, not that because we want Krishna to do something for us, I surrender. No. That's a natural thing. Because Krishna is our eternal master. We are his Ansha Jiva. Parts and parcels, we say in English. So part and parcel, like this hand is part of my body. Right? There's a whole body and this hand is a part of it. So what does the hand do whole day? Serve the body, right? Put the food in the mouth, do so many things, lift up this, that, cut, chop, cook, whatever, you know.
Yes.
So it's the duty of the part to always serve the whole. Actually, there's a nice play we played a couple of times, whereby one day, you know, there was a conference of his hand and legs and head and everybody, you know, and then they say, why we have to serve this body? You know, let body serve us. Like, you know, we thought also, you know, when we were with Krishna, we thought, why we should serve Krishna? Everybody should serve us, including Krishna. And that's why we are here now. Anyways, so then these parts met and they said, okay, hand said, from tomorrow I will not do anything. Leg said, I will not move. Like that, you know. And they were actually, when they say body, for them, the body was the stomach. They say, why we have to put everything in the stomach? To put everything in the stomach, we have to do so many things. Right?
Yeah.
So like that, they went on a strike. So when they went on the strike, the stomach was not worried. They didn't say, oh my God, how will I survive? Because what happened? When nothing was going in the stomach. From where does the energy go to all these parts of the body?
Yes, yes.
Right? So
yes.
stomach also took it easy. He says, okay, let's see. And then after a couple of days, the hand started, you know, not moving, the legs cannot move. You know, everything starts happening. Then now they start, then they realize that actually we are putting in the stomach, but actually we are the one who are getting the energy. He's giving it back. He's not keeping it for himself.
Yes.
So Krishna is like that, you know, when we serve Krishna, surrender, he doesn't keep it with himself. He reciprocates. He reciprocates 10 times more, 100 times more, you know. There's a saying that if you take one step towards Krishna, he takes 100 steps to us. And you can ask any devotee, you might have yourself also had this experience.
Yes, Guruji.
Right?
Yes, Guruji. I had that experience.
Yes. So that's how, you know. Everything comes in Krishna consciousness by experience. Your own experience. Somebody else's experience is good to start following that, but unless you yourself see that happening, we are not going to surrender. Surrender means, surrender's another meaning, which is more important meaning, is that surrender means start depending on Krishna rather than start depending on your own intelligence, own this. Of course, that doesn't mean that you keep your intelligence away. But we should know this intelligence also came from him. So
Yes.
start depending on him, meaning chhod do. Not try to run after everything in life, You put your efforts. Krishna never ever suggested that we should not work. People think that, oh, you become a devotee, that means now you just maja, aram se raho. No. He did not ask Arjuna that, okay, you are my devotee, I'll take care of you, you go home. In the evening, I will get you the great news that Kauravas have been defeated. No, he said, now you fight. Repeatedly, he told me. Repeatedly, he told Arjuna, you fight. That's your duty. The same way for us, surrender doesn't mean we just stop working. We work more. We work more because now we know our goal. Now we know our goal. Earlier in our life, we never knew our goal. We are working. For example, this is my favorite question. I will ask again today also. All of those who are working for somebody, how many of you are working third person because you love that person so much that you want to work? Whether he gives salary, no salary, you work. How many are there? Who can say that, Prabhuji, I just am working for, don't tell me the name of the company also, because I know it. Anybody there who says that I'm working out of love for the company, love for the management, love for
I left the job, Prabhuji, just for the work, love for my work in education sector. So I left, I didn't work, I left the place. So I've started with something on my own and doing things which I love, as you said. But yes, not that much, but because at somewhere you have to draw a line because you are dealing with other things as well. But yes, I'm trying my very best. The thing which I love the most, by like I'm into education sector.
Actually, so that comes to the really good answer you've given. So that means why we are working for somebody is because I have not yet found something for my own which I can sustain. Yes. I don't have that confidence, so I am depending on somebody now, and I am working just for the money. The point is working for the money, not for anything else.
No, I left the job, Guruji. I left the
that's
job
okay.
and
That's not everybody left the job. You left the job.
No. It's not possible. They can't. We can't survive like that as well. If we will see.
My point is that how many of us work for anybody, business, anything, just out of love for that. I love this, and that's why I'm doing that. Very few. There will be what you can say, exceptions will be there always. But when we work for Krishna, how can we serve Krishna continuously if we don't love him? Can we continue? We may do it one time, two time, just for satisfying somebody. Husband says so I'm doing, wife says so I'm doing, or somebody said something like that, Or if I go there and people see me, they will say, oh, such a great devotee. So for that I go, but isn't it? But a time comes when we go because we love going there. Now this class you are coming, I don't know. I have not made it compulsory for any one of you, right? And I have not put my expectation that if you do that, then you have to do this. No, nothing. But still 20-25 devotees are coming every day for what? I'm not at the end of the course giving some certificate that you have completed Bhagavad Gita or something like that, right? So certain things happen naturally, which will last longer rather than last temporarily. And this is what is this is with Krishna's relationship is like that. That grows as we progress. It grows and grows and grows. There's no such thing like unless you are doing it for some expectation of some material gains or something, and then it may happen. It may not happen according to our karma. Okay. So
Yes.
Vishal Prabhu, you got your answer? Sorry,
Yes,
it's a long answer. But
Hare
thank you so
Krishna.
much.
Hare Krishna,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you. Hare Krishna.
Garima this side. Can I ask something? I just need to seek your advice in something.
is it personal?
Kind of, Guruji.
Okay. If you tell me the reason thing, then if I find it is personal, then I will tell you separately.
No, it's not personal, but yes,
Yeah.
if I can talk to you in separate, I will be more comfortable.
Okay. No problem. Anytime.
Ji Prabhuji, after the class, can I call you?
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. You have some question? Anybody has any question before we stop? Okay, since there are no questions, we'll stop here. Thank you very, very much. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you so much.